I call the Township of Aleppo Commissioners meeting of February 20th, 2023 to order at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Jones.
Present.
Vice President Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Dara.
Present.
Commissioner Richard.
Present.
Solicitor Stone.
Present.
Manager Patterson.
This meeting, as all others, will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Do I hear a motion to approve the February 13th minutes?
So moved.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Police report.
I didn't hear, so maybe he'll be in here in a few minutes. I didn't hear otherwise.
All right, we'll defer that. Emergency management.
No report.
Public Works. And I did it to Bill, so please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Tim Scott, Public Works Department. The last month, not real busy, doing a lot of work on equipment in the garage, plowing, salting the roads a few times. We patched quite a few potholes around the township, went through, cleaned up all the catch basins for the rains. And then I met with Dan Barra, is that how you pronounce it, Gwen? Barna from HRG, and we went over all the roads that are to be tarred and chipped to see if there were any areas that were gonna have to be redone first, then tarred and chipped. And there are several areas that Dan's gonna write up a report on it and I believe give it to Gwen or to you guys.
And those roads are?
McCoy, South McCoy, Weber, Ingleside, Weber Extension, Ferndale. I believe that was it.
Okay.
And we went and looked at Rhodes Avenue also. But Rhodes Avenue is still a
Yes,
iffy subject, so I told him to talk to Ben about it.
yes. Any questions for our Public Works Department?
No.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Communications?
We, the only communication, there was no, correspondence from any, citizen emails, but just as a follow-up from our Amazon meeting, we brought up trash in their parking lots and in the areas, and they have increased their contract for their, receptacle pickup and dumpster pickup, so, hopefully that helps that, issue.
And when was that meeting?
That was the fourth February. The fourth Monday in January. This is February.
It is.
Okay, so end of January.
End of January. Now we got that settled.
Takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anything else within the communications report?
No.
Thank you. Planning and zoning, Manager Patterson.
This is the Vecchio subdivision plan of lots that you heard about last week. It's taking one lot along Redgate Road and turning it into two lots. And we did get the final approval letter from HRG. They had needed to make a few corrections on the plan, and they made the corrections, and HRG reviewed them, so it's all clear from an engineering standpoint.
Do I hear a motion to approve the Vecchio plan?
I motion to approve Vecchio plan subdivision.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Gwen, do you have a standard letter that you send out?
I do, just
Okay.
for the easy ones.
Just for the-
Do that one, like, get your
Yeah.
plan recorded, yes.
Yeah, simple subdivision, yeah, okay.
Do I hear a motion to approve the contract with Code Systems?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Tax collector treasurer.
Clay couldn't be here this evening, but you have the report in your packet. And just for the month of January, we started collecting some taxes. we didn't really get, any real estate taxes yet. So in the next, February, March, and April are when we start to see, the real estate taxes come in. So we're only 1 month into the year.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the January bill list?
Move to approve the January bill list in the amount of $87,523.02, to ratify the January prepaid bills in the amount of $10,346.42, and to ratify January payroll transfers in the amount of $28,040.08.
Is there a second?
A second.
Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do I hear a motion to transfer from the liquid fuels fund?
Move to transfer $14,119.13 and $9,852.03 from liquid fuels to the general fund for the payment of road salt invoices.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Here's a long one. Do I hear a motion to refund the following 2022 real estate taxpayers under Act 172? Okay, Commissioner Richard.
Do you read it all? Okay. Charles W. Davis Senior, I don't know if my brain will work though. 1103 Glen Mitchell Road, parcel 442-B032 for $117.31. Charles W. Davis Jr., 1201 Glen Mitchell Road, parcel 422C214 for $71.76. Justin Davis at 412 Weber Road, parcel 422L153 for $116.21. Christopher Grimm, 1255 Merriman Road, parcel 344C12 for $83.14. Joshua Grimm, 351 Weber Road, parcel 422L289 for $57.01. Louis Hassan, 111 Weber Road, parcel 422F288 for $144.35. Bruno Russo, 217 McCoy Place Road, parcel 509R12 for $116.14. And Tim Scott, 541 Weber Road, parcel 422L207 for $106.33.
Is there a second?
Second.
For the record, Gwen, would you explain Act 172?
Sure, this is an act, a state act that the township adopted an ordinance to follow this, giving first responders who qualify under their organization's membership rules a 20% discount of their township property taxes each year when they meet the participation requirements of their organization. And for us, it would be if we had anybody who lived in Aleppo and worked for Quaker Valley Ambulance, but ours are all Aleppo Township Volunteer Fire Company members.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Aleppo Township Authority.
In either December or January, Harlan, when was the grant application submitted by the authority?
It was actually submitted in December, I believe.
In December, the authority submitted 2 grant applications to the state, one seeking funding for the repair or replacement of the pump situation at the Deer Run Pump Station. That was for $60,000 or $70,000, I think. They also submitted a grant application seeking more than $1 million for the potential construction of a extension of the sewer system in the Kilbuck Run area. We had some discussion with the authority about those grant applications and concluded that it would be in our interest and in their interest to withdraw the application with regard to the Kilbuck Run situation, in part because if we were to tie into Sewickley, which the only way we could handle that sewage Sewickley does not presently have any capacity to take additional flows, so we wouldn't have any place to take it. So that was withdrawn, then, am I correct, Gwen?
I believe they will be doing it after the authority meeting this week.
Okay. It also raised a question, or I raised a question about whether there should be better coordination between the authority and the township commissioners with regard to those types of grant applications, because it puts us in somewhat of a financial awareness situation and the like. So I, at the president's suggestion, I drafted up some language which is in the packages.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I drafted the language that you have in front of you to sort of establish a basis for us to have an agreement with the authority on how to handle those things going forward. Have not raised this with the authority yet because I wanted to get the commissioner's input first.
Have you seen this? No,
Me?
yes.
I just did.
Oh, okay. I had seen it earlier.
No, it's
All right,
looks
so
pretty straightforward to
Yeah.
me.
I think it should be. And Gwen, do you have the actual amount of the two grants handy?
Not off the top of my head, but, you know, ballpark, one was 400,000 and one was, I think, 5 million grant requests.
Yes. Good.
And I just want to add that it seems to me that this is especially appropriate now where we have a relationship with the authority that's a healthy relationship and where communications are pretty good for the most part. Because, you know, it's not always that way. And if you get into a situation where the authority and the township aren't communicating as well as we normally do, something like this becomes all the more important to put in writing and make it a policy. So I think it's a good idea.
And do you think that your attendance at both meetings is sufficient oversight?
Yeah, I mean, again, well, if I'm not there, Anna's there, so I want to point that out. But
Okay,
I think having a solicitor that handles both bodies has advantages. It obviously can have it can be a disadvantage too in a conflict situation, but fortunately we haven't encountered a conflict, and for the most part I am able to act somewhat as a liaison.
so a simple and a straightforward memo of this nature can be easily oversighted and protected by the two of you?
Sure, I don't see
So if
what,
somebody forgets, you can say,
hey,
don't forget.
yeah, we have a policy.
Good. Thank you, Commissioner Dara. What's the next step here?
Should we formally adopt this as a policy?
Well, we could do it as a resolution, be it resolved that,
Right.
and that's a little less, I think has a little less formality to it, but a resolution's pretty formal. And if you wanted to make it a policy, you could make it a policy. I don't think that you need it as a policy, but I think a resolution to that effect would be helpful. And I think that resolution then can be delivered to the authority so that,
We can't vote on it tonight.
Well, we could do the resolution next, you know,
We
in
could do
time
it.
for next month.
yeah, we could do it for next meeting.
Good,
Okay,
thank you.
the chief's here.
Pardon me?
The chief is here.
Yes. Please report, please.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize, accident on I-79 again. We've had several of them down there. If you're traveling I-79 southbound, the lanes are shifting again. And we've had a couple accidents here in the last several days, so we've had a bad one again now. So nobody was injured, but 3 vehicles. when it gets into the center point. So if you're traveling 79 southbound, beware, that's all. For the total month of January, a total of 72 calls, 42 of those were EMS assists. Some traffic posts, traffic citations issued, and a few calls over here to deal with Amazon, some issues over there, but nothing that we couldn't handle. Everything else is pretty calm and collected for Aleppo. Any questions or concerns for me?
Only the standard question, anything we can do for you?
Stay vigilant. See something, say something, right? Not only us, but several other jurisdictions across Allegheny County have been experiencing some burglaries of higher end homes. Not always per se, but very seems to be the common denominator there. We're not exactly sure who's operating this and doing these, but if you see something at your neighbor's house that doesn't seem right, call 911, let us check it out. Right? See something, say something. That's about it.
Did you ever get a straight shot on the number of deer incidences we've ever had?
Yes.
We did, and I can't remember.
I think it was
didn't know.
6
that's correct.
in
In the last several years.
in the last several years. but
Reported,
Yes,
I wouldn't say,
Right.
because a lot of times people don't report.
our Public Works Department who picks the deer up off the side of the road. Tim, I think you suggested,
Six. You said six, I think. Six that you cleaned up in a year, but that's the dead deer. That doesn't always match the police report.
well, the deer are getting pretty smart.
Well, yeah.
But I had a comment from somebody telling me that if you obey the speed limit, 25 and under on a lot of the roads, the deer can adapt to that, because they can run 25 miles an hour. 50, they can't adapt.
Right until they run into your car.
Right until they run
We've
into
had
your
them where they run right into the side and through the side window. It happens, it happens.
I've had
But,
one go on the top
yes.
of my car,
On top.
on
Wow,
one side to the other.
Wow. Yeah. It can happen at any speed, but yes, 25, you're always better, or below is safe, absolutely.
All right, any further discussion?
Nope.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you very much,
All right.
Steve.
Thank you so much.
Should we read that? We talked about it, but we didn't read it.
Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority?
Hey,
No report.
hey, George.
Yes.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we, sorry, we passed this out and discussed it, but we didn't like read it, so like people, if they were viewing this,
Oh, sure,
couldn't hear it. Should we?
please do.
So for the resolution for, that we were discussing in the, previous to the police report. Before taking any action relating to and/or impacting the financial or legal obligations of Aleppo Township and its sewer system, the Aleppo Township Authority shall give 10 days written notice to the township manager and township board president.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sorry, I just thought of that too late.
And I also want to add that another reason why it's important is we're in a situation where, and it's not clear, again, to anybody who doesn't know this, that the township actually owns the assets. And so to avoid a situation where the township owner, which owns the assets, would be put at risk for those obligations, it's important that the authority that operates the system for the township be in a position to let the township know
Right.
in advance. So again, just by way of little context, that's
Yeah.
why it becomes very important.
Thank you. Quaker Valley COG.
No, nothing to report.
Did I read, Gwen, that glass is now permitted in the recycling bins?
Yes.
Waste management has,
I missed that.
No, it's WM.
it doesn't matter who it is, we don't, it's not in our contract. I will say glass is not in our contract right now.
Is it going to be?
Well, we just signed a 5-year contract and glass pickup was not allowed in our contract. So if they decide to change their mind about something 1 month, they can change it back the next month. So we still have the glass, individual glass recycling bins. There's one in Sewickley and there's one in Avalon. And I would recommend just not forgetting to use those because this could change at any moment.
They get really full.
Okay, I can definitely pass that along to Patrick, and see what the frequency of the pulls are.
So am I wrong that in the last Quaker Valley COG written report, it said glasses
It says
permitted?
that they are, yeah, it says that they are
Pursuing.
pursuing allowing.
Okay. And I agree with Commissioner Dara, they do get full.
Okay, I'll mention that, you know.
Yeah, last
Is there a
number-
certain day of the week that you tend to use it?
No,
Okay. No, just every time you go, and it's pretty full.
Well, unless it's just been emptied, but most of the time it's right up to the
Yeah.
Okay,
input level.
Okay.
Last number I heard was something like 75 tons.
yeah, and it's been very popular, so
Mhm.
they definitely have increased the pulls because people are using it.
anything else from the COG?
Nothing else.
Mr. Solicitor?
No report?
Unfinished business?
So, the truck traffic on Red Gate Road, we were contacted by Hayesville Borough. They are reaching out to PennDOT again because they feel that the signs limiting the size of the trucks on Red Gate have not really slowed down the number of trucks, large trucks that are coming down Red Gate. So, Hayesville had requested a site meeting with PennDOT and then requested that we be involved and, possibly use our building too for the meeting, which I of course say yes. And so we'll just keep you posted. That may happen sometime in March. So it's just back on everyone's radar, and maybe we will have some more developments coming out of that meeting.
Is there a suggestion that over 40-foot trucks are still using Red Gate?
I think it's just, yeah, yes, large trucks is what I've heard. I've not heard specific measurements.
Yeah, I don't know the measurements, but I feel the road's been busier than ever lately, just from, my observation out the window.
Yeah.
It just seems,
When you observe,
Heavy.
can you guess what the trucks are doing? These
um,
aren't local deliveries.
no. I know the ones that come down and stuff we're usually a van, because I think most delivery companies for our local deliveries know, Red Gate, there's no turnaround. Many of them have that already from their map system. But the ones that are going up are, up and down are rather large sometimes. Like I said, I don't know exactly in the general van traffic, which is, we'll be putting back on the agenda for the Amazon, meeting. It's just that their vans are using it, we continue to try and limit their, use of that they should be using, Deer Run, for obvious reasons than that, but there have been a lot of trucks.
Do you think GPS is overriding the signs?
Could be.
Yeah, GPS is telling them to go, cause they have no clue. Sometimes I can see it in the driver's face as they panic. And many use Rhodes Avenue to turn around, go back up the hill. GPS tells them it can go either way.
I
Why
don't
don't-
remember where I was, but I saw a sign that said, "This is not a GPS
Giant
road."
Eagle,
Yes, there's
Yeah.
one by Giant Eagle,
Right.
yeah.
coming right out of Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
I don't know if more signs are gonna help, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm,
GPS is saying hang
Mhm.
left and it doesn't tell them about the bridge.
mm-hmm.
Well, as I recall, the first truck that we had about 2 or 3 months ago, it was a seasoned driver who had known that, and his reply was, well, I thought I could make it.
Well, that should be a good conversation.
All right, so PennDOT meeting perhaps in March.
Yes.
New business. Gwen, have you received an update on the proposed meeting with Swickley on March 1st?
Nothing, no new information yet.
Would you inquire to see if there are going to be any written documents? And if so, can we get them in advance of the meeting?
Yeah, we are expected to. We were told that you should be getting that in advance. Not sure how advanced.
And has their rate study been completed?
Yes, it was completed and released to their council. They were talking amongst themselves first.
Okay. Any other new business? Do we have any other citizen communications? Meeting adjourned.